Run.
Good point, because whenever a team is doing well, you never really hear of players wanting to leave or, you know, being linked with other big money signings. Is that what you're hearing as well from a European perspective, that no major incomings will be due at Anfield over the summer?
Yeah, incoming or outgoing?
Well, going into Liverpool.
Well, that's the thing. They can still invest. They still have a lot of money to, if they want to invest. I just don't think they.
But where would they?
Exactly.
Any areas?
They see this squad and think we might need maybe a backup there for that position, or minor.
We need another forward. I think the forward line needs sorting out a little bit. You've got Origi, you've got Sturridge. Maybe you don't want either of those, so you might think we need somebody else. And Shaqiri's kind of been okay. I think that's the area probably they're looking at in terms of strengthening.
So they can do that if they want to. For players leaving, there's no reason for any of them to think, you know, this grass could be greener anywhere else. We're into something so special here that we can win it all. And yeah, of course, if Real Madrid come for Mo Salah or Virgil van Dijk, they might think twice about it. But Liverpool will close the door for all their key players anyway this summer. There will be no departure of major players anyway. So it's really something special. But the thing is, they have money if they want to spend without having to sell, which is obviously not always the case.
Yeah, and for only the fourth time as well, from the same club, we've got two players who've hit 20 goals, talking of the front men. Of course, this time now it's Mane and Salah. They're doing what Sturridge and Suarez last did. In the Liverpool shirt, it's funny you talk about meeting Sadio Mane. I had the pleasure as well recently at the PFA Awards. I actually think his emergence has been brilliant for the quiet, humble player. He's not quite out there as the showy individual. And I think he realised when I said that to him, I said, you kind of symbolised the victory for the underdog, because this is his most prolific season and he's enjoying it. But you couldn't tell from his body language.
Oh yeah, completely. He's loving it, and rightly so. And I think that's also credit to Klopp, who has really implement into this squad the joy of playing, the joy of training, the joy of being together. And I think Mane, by nature, I think, was always a bit like that. But although he's quite quiet, he certainly has that in him. And again, on Friday, he said, next weekend, we're going to go out to Newcastle. We play first, so we can put pressure on City, which is a good thing, because then the last day of the season, everyone will be there at the same time. We're going to have fun and try to put pressure on them, and then try to see where that takes us.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And obviously what's been great with him as well is that little fallow period that Salah had. He stepped up. He filled that gap, didn't he? What was interesting on Friday, I was at the game, is you almost got a sense of, obviously they both got to 20 goals, and there was a little period where Mane was obviously then the top scorer. And Salah suddenly just trying to score, and he scored again, and you think he's trying to score, and it's almost like having a little sort of contest between themselves.
I put it to Sadio. I said to him, there was a chance when Salah could have passed him, and he refused to. I said, did that register with you? He said, yes, but we're all in it together. So he was still trying to be the nice guy, even though there is clearly this competition between the two.
It did look a little bit like that,
And it's the same between Alexander-Arnold and Robertson for the most assists this season, because Robertson's on 10.
11 and 9.
Yeah, 11 and 9 for now.
For Trent.
And then on Friday, we're there. Robertson obviously had that amazing cross for Mane's header, and then Alexander-Arnold had the through ball for Salah with the dink over the keeper, and then again in the second half, and it's similar. But that's that competition who takes you to such a great team. It's because they all want to do so well to try better their mates who plays next to them or on the other side or the other wing. That's how you get to such a great team and such a great level.
Yeah. What I'm also enjoying is the fact is the nationalities of that front three, they're also very different, aren't they? Because you got, Egyptian, a Brazilian and a Senegalese kind of between them. They're just brilliant, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, completely.
They've been fantastic.
The way they've gelled as well in the last 2 seasons has been incredible.
Now, look, it's not just about the Premier League so far for Liverpool. They've got the small matter of Barcelona to come on Wednesday. And what a first leg due at Anfield. Now, there's a reunion of sorts, because Philippe Coutinho clearly plays for Barcelona, as does Luis Suarez. And Sid Lowe of The Guardian talks about how Suarez has a real affinity, not because of playing for Liverpool, but because 2 of his children were brought up in the area as well. 2 of his kids desperate to attend the Champions League game at Anfield, says Sid here, because normally they don't really want to be there. It's a lot of travel for, not a lot of enjoyment. But 2 of the kids were very small when they were born in Liverpool. They know that it was their first stadium. They just about remember growing up singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." So there's a real nice human interest element to this story, because for Suarez, Liverpool has certainly made him partly the player that he is now.
Oh, totally. The only thing I'd say is it won't stop him being competitive. I mean, there'll be no sentiment in the pitch. I mean, it'll be quite interesting when he gets up against Van Dijk, what he does. I think he'll be, it'll be quite a contest. That I don't think I think the sentiment gets left behind when they cross onto the pitch. But no, absolutely. I mean, we talk about that last title challenge. He was just incredible, absolutely incredible, and had done very, very well because obviously he wanted to leave the year before. He stayed on for one more year. And drove that team, really did drive that team, and earned that move to Barcelona. He's not been at his best, I don't think, this season. I think physically he's not looked the best, and we were talking about this before, actually. I mean, you'll never discount Barcelona, partly because mainly because of Lionel Messi, and also because he feels like he's on a mission this season. But they're not the team they were. They definitely are not the team they were. PK is playing very, very well. But I look at them, I think they are vulnerable, and I think Liverpool is exactly the type of team they won't want to play. I think Liverpool could do a lot of damage to Barcelona.
Do you think they're there for the taking?
Oh, I don't know about that, because they've got Lionel Messi. That's the problem. You can just score out of nothing. But I think it's certainly more 50-50 than people might think. Or maybe even Liverpool slight favourites. I think they could do a lot of damage to Barcelona.
I agree completely. I think this Barca team, with the genius of Messi and Ter Stegen and Piqué, who are really the three players leading them and guiding them, is still an unbalanced team. And especially in midfield, I think Liverpool have the power in midfield to overrun them completely and then take control of their games with the second leg in Liverpool as well, which could be key. I think we're in for a treat, but I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool qualify for the final.
So how do they stop Lionel Messi? That's the question.
It's a very good question.
And this is a cog in a machine that's already scored 130 goals in all competitions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's a very good question. I'm sure you've got to get the balance right between trying to stop somebody like Lionel Messi and also still playing your normal game. And obviously, because of the way he's playing now as well, it's quite hard to sort of man-mark him really, or to sort of, because he's sort of so intelligent on the pitch. I mean, he's just picking his moments. He's watching the game. He's scanning the game all the time. It's like you can't really track him around the pitch because he'll just stand still. Yeah. And then the player's thinking, what do I do now? And I've seen teams try and man-mark him, and it just doesn't work, because you're almost like unbalancing your own team by doing that. And he'll take you into areas where you don't want to go. No. I think when it might have been City played them a couple of years ago, they man-marked him, and it just didn't work. No. It just did not work. They just couldn't stop him doing the damage that he was going to do to them. So I don't know.
And do you, Julian? Can you give us at least some kind of insight what it's taken in the past on the European stage to get past Messi?
I mean, you can always try to force him onto his right foot, which is, I guess, weaker than the left, but still very good anyway.
80% good.
80% good. But again, I'm not really sure. Even if you try to force him onto the right, he will still be able to pass you onto his left foot again. You can always, double mark him in a way, so make sure that Robertson has always someone with him, because it's more likely, even if Messi has a lot of freedom now with Valverde, he still will play most on Robertson's side anyway. Yeah. So make sure that whoever plays ahead of Robertson, whether that's the Naby Keita in midfield and then Sadio Mane as a left winger or whoever else, make sure that they're always with Robertson around Messi at times, but that takes a lot of their game away from attacking. It's a tricky one. They
talk about creating a cage around him. That's what clubs say. Coaches say you've got to try and create this cage around him to stop him. So you almost like box him in. Yeah. But the problem I find this season with him is because he's going into sort of almost different areas. He's kind of he's almost standing still quite a lot of the time. It's like hard to work out how you then deploy your
and where he's going next.
Where do you sort of unbalance your team by moving across to kind of be aware of him too much, and then, as you say, you blunt your own attacking edge. But that's what they talk about, this kind of idea of creating a cage so he can't move.
Tottenham tried to do it at Wembley, and he had maybe the best performance he's had against an English
Tottenham
player
did try and do that. Yeah, that's absolutely
at Wembley,
right.
It was just incredible. And against United, he was 50%. It was careless, and they still went through.
History, though, is on Liverpool's side. They've never lost at the Nou Camp in Europe, which is incredible, in 4 games, 2 wins and 2 draws. So history's on their side, and obviously, remains to be seen what happens on Wednesday. In terms of the title race, just to bring it full circle, and looking at the games that's coming up, so Leicester and Brighton are, of course, on the horizon for Manchester City. Liverpool themselves have got Newcastle and Wolves. Are you both, as you've kind of suggested already, expect both City and Liverpool to win their remaining games, and that's that then?
I do, yeah, I do. Wolves is interesting, though. Wolves is very, very interesting because it's not the sort of team you want to play.
No.
Because
their record against the top six.
Yeah, and Liverpool will have to come at them. And imagine if Liverpool go into that game thinking we've got to win this game. Wolves could be difficult as well, but you cannot imagine Liverpool not winning that game if they have to win it. So I think they will win all those remaining games.
Okay, Julian?
I agree as well, yeah.
Okay, all right. Thanks very much. Well, up next, we turn to the race that...